The kidneys have many jobs, but their main job is to filter the blood and make urine. So to give a basic overview, you have blood comes into the kidney. So this is dirty blood goes into the kidney. The kidney sorts the molecules in the blood. For each molecule, the kidney either decides that it's a good molecule you want to keep, and so it will come out in the clean blood. Or it will decide that it's a waste molecule and you want to get rid of, and it will come out in the urine. So the urine and the clean blood together add up to what was in the dirty blood. Everything in the dirty blood, as it goes through the kidney, will either end up in the urine or end up in the clean blood. So now we can look at some more detail of how this happens. This is a nephron. A nephron is the functional unit of the kidney. This is what's actually doing the filtering. And these are tiny. They are microscopic, and you have millions of them. The nephron has blood flow in, so the blood would be coming in this way. This would be the dirty blood coming in. And this vessel that it enters through is called the afferent arteriole. So dirty blood comes in through the afferent arteriole. Then it flows through the glomerulus. The glomerulus is a ball of capillaries, so it is a special type of capillary. It's only found in the kidney. And remember, capillaries are permeable. So they have holes so stuff can flow in and out. So this is where you're going to have filtration occur. You will have anything small enough to fit through the holes in the glomerulus will leave the blood. Notice at this point, we're not necessarily sorting if it's a good molecule you want to keep or a waste you want to get rid of. We are sorting by size. So right here, you get all those small molecules. And this is called filtrate. So filtrate is the small molecules that leave the blood. And notice that you have a structure surrounding this capillary. This is Bowman's capsule. It surrounds the glomerulus and catches the filtrate. So all along here, you would have small molecules coming out, and they're all being caught by that capsule. Okay, then this is the efferent arteriole. This is the blood minus its small molecules. So this is what's left of the blood after you have removed the small molecules, and it flows out this way. So the efferent arteriole is the blood after it has gone through the glomerulus and you've taken the small molecules out. Okay, and then we have the proximal convoluted tubule. So we'll just abbreviate this PCT. This stands for proximal convoluted tubule. The filtrate flows into here. And once it flows into here, it is now called tubular fluid. So it's the same molecules, we just changed the name of it. Then that tubular fluid flows through the loop of Henle. So the tubular fluid goes on this direction. It goes down, it goes around, it goes back up. Then we get to the distal convoluted tubule. So we'll just abbreviate that DCT. That's distal convoluted tubule. The tubular fluid flows through here. Then we get to the collecting tubule, is this little stump right here. And then this is the collecting duct. So you're going this way. Once you get down to the end of the collecting duct, then the tubular fluid is called urine. So you start off, you have filtrate, it's the small molecules you remove from the blood. That filtrate flows through the rest of the nephron, the proximal convoluted tubule, the loop of Henle, the distal convoluted tubule, collecting duct. As it's flowing through these areas, so here from proximal convoluted tubule all the way to here, you are making adjustments to it. You are doing reabsorption. So some of those small molecules that came out while you were in the glomerulus, you actually want to keep. So you move molecules you want to keep back to the blood. And you do secretion. This is where there's large molecules still in the blood that are waste, and you want to get rid of those. So you move waste molecules to the tubular fluid. So step one is filtration. Then you do reabsorption and secretion. And after you've done these three processes, then you have urine, which is the parts of the blood that you want to get rid of. Here's another picture just to look at those processes again with a little more detail. So we have, here is the afferent arteriole. Remember, this is the dirty blood enters. Here is the glomerulus. This is where you do filtration. So small molecules are pushed out. Remember, filtration, you're just going by size, not by what's good or bad. Then here is the efferent arteriole. This is the blood after filtration. Okay, then that blood continues on to this blood vessel, which is called the peritubular capillary. So when we're doing reabsorption and secretion with the proximal convoluted tubule and the distal convoluted tubule, we are doing that with the peritubular capillary. So you would have your filtrate right here. That filtrate would flow into the proximal convoluted tubule, and then we would call it tubular fluid. So the tubular fluid and the blood, actually, let's say the tubular fluid in the proximal convoluted tubule and distal convoluted tubule exchanges with the blood in the peritubular capillary. Okay, then follow the blood. So here's your blood flow like this, like this. Your blood comes around like this, and then the blood goes to exchange with the loop. This part of the blood vessel down here is called the vasa recta. So the blood in the vasa recta exchanges with the fluid in the loop. Okay, so you have kind of two different fluids flowing here. You have dirty blood comes in right here through the afferent arteriole. It goes into the glomerulus. Then you sort that dirty blood into two piles. The small molecules come out and become filtrate. The large molecules stay in the blood and go in the efferent arteriole. The filtrate enters the proximal convoluted tubule, and now we call it tubular fluid. The blood flows into the peritubular capillary. So here we will have reabsorption and secretion between the blood in the peritubular capillary and the tubular fluid in the proximal convoluted tubule. Then the blood goes on to the distal convoluted tubule. It does reabsorption and secretion there. Then the blood flows around and it comes down here to the loop. And then the blood's going to exchange with the fluid in the loop. Then the blood goes on out and rejoins the rest of your circulation. The fluid goes from the proximal convoluted tubule down here to the loop, exchanges with the vasa recta, then comes back up to the distal convoluted tubule, exchanges with the peritubular capillary. Then the fluid goes into the collecting tubule, collecting duct, it goes down this way, and what you get at the end here is urine.